Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've uploaded, and I know this is not my normal content, but I do enjoy building PCs for friends as a hobby. I also have a PC for gaming that I built myself.
So cool.
It's a fucking masterpiece!
I've built probably a dozen computers over the past couple of years, but I started building when I was 12 years old, back in the mid-90s. I used to shop at CompUSA, PC Club, Circuit City, all kinds of places. I would buy my own parts from Fry's, put things together. But this is a friend's PC. He's been using it for over a decade, probably about 12 years. He got this at Costco. The floor model, the original. Got it probably back in 2012. And he's just saying it's been very slow lately. And it's just been annoying to get work done. So those are the specs. It's the i7-2600. If you know Intel and computers, it's a second gen Intel. The 2600, the first number being the generation, and then the second number is the type of model as far as how many cores are included. It's a quad core with hyper-threading. So 4 cores, 8 threads, 12 gigs DDR3, 1 terabyte, 7200 RPM hard drive, Radeon graphics card, 6450 verified through GPU-Z, and wireless card up to 802.11n. Has the old school DVD drive. Even down here, you got your floppy bay if you want to add a floppy, 3.5 inch. There's USB 2, card reader, top USB ports, headphone, microphone. Show you the back I/O. No integrated display output. That's why it has the card. There's your 5.1 surround, USB, Ethernet, very basic. Look at that old school DVI and VGA that no one uses anymore. The only good thing about having the card, it has HDMI. And I'll show you the inside real quick. I've already done an upgrade. Originally had 2 hard drives in there. He had the 1 terabyte that came with it, and then they must have added a 500 gigabyte afterwards. So he had 1.5 terabytes of storage. I had the Samsung 860 EVO SSD laying around the house because I had a Dell laptop that someone had donated me years ago. That laptop died, so I reformatted the drive, and now it has Windows 10. It used to have Windows 7 originally. I repasted the CPU, so they're good to go on that. Fresh Arctic Silver, or MX, I think it's MX4, and then 12 gigabytes of RAM. That's what came with it, so good to go on that. I used an electric duster. Took most of the dust bunnies out, but this still needs a wipe down. I'll do that later. And it still has a 460 watt power supply, original, still working. Don't know how long it'll last, but I'm gonna donate this computer to another friend who just does real estate office work. Should be good enough for them, especially with this SSD upgrade. It's only a 250 gig, but it'll be plenty fast. And if they want, it still already has another SATA power connector here. Alright guys, today we got a brand new PC build for the office. Got a AMD Ryzen 7 7700X, 8 core 16 thread CPU. I got 32 gigs FlareX, that's 6000 megahertz, CL32 I believe. Asus Prime B650 Plus motherboard, Fractal Defined 7 case. I've got a Sonic Focus 650 watt 80 plus gold. Optical drive because we're old like that, and we've got the 990 Pro by Samsung, 2 terabytes, and the cooler is a Dark Rock Slim by Be Quiet. So just open the top clips on the gray slots, and you take your memory stick. It's keyed, so it's actually shorter on one side than the other, the slot. So it only goes one way. There. So it clicks. There. That's it. So it's just every other slot. And then so now you have it's 16 gigs per stick, and you have the ability to add 2 more if you ever needed it, like years later. But right now 32 is plenty. Like if you just have a couple Chrome tabs, so you know, watching a video or something. Yeah, you're not even gonna run out of memory. So processor. What I do is I just open that latch, and then just lift up. And then you have that's your pins. This is your processor. So this is the brain of the computer. It does all the computing. So 7700X, 8-core, 16-thread. So there's a golden triangle there in the corner, and then right there on the plate. Yeah. And also it's keyed. So if you look on the top right here, there's notches in the bottom. So, and it's notched right there, so it only can go one way. So you can't make that mistake. And you just drop it in place. There's no force or anything. So it seats itself. And then we're just going to close the lid and put this lever down. And then that protective cover pops off. And this is just to protect the pins that are really delicate. And you have to save this for like warranty purpose. So if you ever ship the motherboard back to manufacturer for repair, this must be in place, because if you don't have it, your warranty is voided. Because they could say, oh, you didn't have this covered and it got damaged in shipping. But I would go 2280. Screw this in. And then you're gonna put it in at like a 45, something like that. Right there, until it's seated. And then when you push it down, see, it'll sit flat on that post. So they make it so you can adjust the length of the drive, depending on what size drive you're using. But most of them, like I would say 90% are like 2280s. So they're usually good enough. And you just use a smaller screwdriver. Alright, thermal paste. Steel line. That should be good. Somewhat centered there. Okay, so got the post. So on the first boot, you'll usually see it'll recognize your processor. It'll say how much memory you have. You have 32 gigabytes, right? And it detected your storage device. So it's your Samsung drive, your 990. So that basically means all your parts are like functional, because the motherboard's detecting everything that's connected to it. So what I do is I go into F1 and I do setup. So then it gives you all your diagnostics, like your fan speed right here, what temperature, 26 Celsius, everything from there. But what I want to do is actually do a BIOS update first. So I already downloaded the initial firmware for your motherboard. So it'll be on this drive. So I'm going to go to Advanced. It should be under Tools. Easy Flash. Yep. And then right here is your firmware file. So I guess once a year or every 6 months or so, the motherboard manufacturer will do a hardware or software update. So this is the software that actually controls the whole motherboard, and it's always good to get the latest because this board was made like a year ago. So this is from this past month. So I'm gonna do that one. All right, we are in the Windows install. We've got Windows 11. So we hit next, install, and I have the keys already. Okay, and then I'm going to type in the product key. Should be keys. Alright, we will install Windows and I'll be back. Alright, so now we are going to install the motherboard. This is your I/O shield. Alright, first boot up. There's no LEDs on the front here. I guess there's here, but I don't know if that's the case. Alright, well I pressed the power and it booted up for the first time, so I think we're okay on the switches. Alright, we're all built, wired up. We'll put the door on. No RGB in this build, doesn't matter. Alright, we're going to boot it up for the first time, install drivers. Alright, we got Windows 11 installed and there's a Ryzen 7 7700X, 8 cores and 32 gigs of memory at 6000 megahertz. Alright, that's it. Computer's done. Thanks for watching.